Well, good afternoon, everyone. So you guys didn't get a video on Friday because I kind of explained in the description below. On Thursday's video, what happened is I unloaded way early. I sweet talked the chipping department to unload me the night before, and I drove all the way home. Dispatch had intended to send me home from that unload, so they tried to find me a load on Friday, but they couldn't find a single one that would get me back home for the weekend, and no long distance one that would make worth running the weekend. So I gotta go home, just straight home on Friday, so I didn't have a chance to shoot a video. But today's Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Sun's starting to go kind of behind the mountains, getting some shadows here. We're driving north to Kelowna, load in Kelowna tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and that load's going to go to Idaho. I haven't looked at the routing yet, but my guess will be southbound on 97, so this highway, till we're in the US, and then we'll take eastbound, what's that highway called? It's definitely a mountain pass, small little highway. Can't quite recall it right now, but I know the one I'm talking about. In my head it's there. Highway 33? I don't know, no idea, just a guess. And head to Idaho that way, but we'll see what my routing says. Hey, my routing's actually right here. I could take a look, couldn't I? Make sure I look when it's safe to do so. Even looking down at a piece of paper or whatever can be distracting if you don't time it. Well, it is distracting. You just got to make sure you do it safely. Nobody around you. My routing says 97, 155, Highway 2, I-90, and then Highway 95. It's a lot of different highways listed on there. I'll have to take a look at which highways those are. And that's the routing I'm going to get paid for. Do I want to actually run that routing? As a rule, we don't deviate from their routing. There's a couple places that there's no harm taking minor detours that actually save time and save kilometers. I'm getting paid for the longer route, and I can take a shorter route that's got less mountains. I'll take it. As long as I know the road, I know it's safe to take that road, it's legal to take that road, and there's no extra taxes for taking that road. Like, I know running along the border of Oregon, it's very important to stay out of Oregon as long as you can, because the taxes are so much more expensive, and the fuel taxes are so much more expensive in Oregon than running in Washington. And sometimes the routing they give you is a couple of miles. They're trying to save miles, right? Because they pay me by miles. A couple of miles shorter, but the elevation changes are crazy. So I will rather take the one that's a couple miles longer, but a lot flatter ground. So there's a couple little detours like that that I take. Especially in the winter. In the winter, I'll actually take longer detours. But if it's a longer detour, I'll let dispatch know and go, hey, highway in such and such on Drive BC is in trouble right now, so I will take this alternative route instead. And that's for my own safety. If all of a sudden I do hit the ditch and I disappear, they know the route that I was intending to take. They know where to look for me. And that seems to be important. In fact, anybody ever going for a road trip, a hike, post a plan of what you're doing on Facebook, something that somebody can find out where you intended to be and why you haven't shown up where and when you were supposed to be. It can be simple as, hey, we're going hiking on Mount Cobo. Status update. Now, somebody out there knows where you are if all of a sudden you don't show up for work the next day. Oh, I think we found the sun. Climbing up into Summerland. So guys, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Hopefully one of you guys comments, a couple of you guys comments. What do you guys think of all those double solid pass videos? Are they just obnoxious? You enjoy them? Indifferent? If I don't get any comments, I'll keep making them. If you guys like them, I'll try to hit as many of them as you can. Or any aggressive driving, I'll try to capture it. I know I also want to buy another camera, but that's down the list. There's a Sutco truck. I have my radio on, so if he did want to talk to me, he could. First thing on the list is 4 new tires and perhaps another rim for my truck, which will cost about $1,600. So that's the first big expense. Second big expense is a new laptop, and I'm looking for probably a budget of $2,000 for that. And then after that, maybe a camera. I gotta make a bunch of money before that. And I'm not dipping into any vacation funds. This has to come out of play money. Even the tires have to come out of play money. Because tires are not something I budget for. So that's something you replace every 3-4 years. So I was at Toyota and they had some tires, a set of tires for $500, but they're the wrong size tires. I'm like, dope. I'll look at some used tires and used rims. Maybe I can get somebody to do that for me. Be awesome if someone could do that. I just don't have time to do the research for used. I don't really want used tires, but maybe, you know, some sale. I don't know if I want sale tires either. Usually sale tires are so old already, you're going to get a shorter life out of them. But a rim, I definitely want a used rim. I could see, because a brand new rim is $516 or something like that. If I can get a used rim that's just as good, I don't have a problem with that. I'll have to do some Googling, maybe visit some pick-apart places. I wish 100 was a little bit earlier. It's like, it's going downhill. I would like to get to that speed. Instead I gotta fight and slow down, keep back to 70 until we get to that sign. I know in your normal car you speed up to 100, you're 100 as you hit the speed limit sign, but with the GPS tracking on these things, we can't do it until we've passed that speed limit sign. So that's something I had to get used to. I still miss them every now and then, where I speed up early. I think most of my speeding is speeding up early. I do finally have an appointment for my skills test. Bad news is they're busy. It's all online, so I can't even book my road test until I've passed my skills test, which is going to be tight. See if I can get both in this year. But as soon as I pass the skills test, I'll go make an appointment for the road test for a motorcycle. So my skills test is August 16th, which is a Thursday. They only do them on Thursdays. So there's no way dispatch is gonna give me Thursday off and then run me on Friday. It's gonna be a little obnoxious. Unless it's going to be Thursday boarding, I can leave by Thursday noon, unless I can get a load that I can get to my destination for Thursday afternoon, or get to the place Thursday afternoon or Friday morning to make a delivery. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be after a lot of if this then that. Likely I'll end up with like a 4-day weekend, which isn't optimal. Alberta tourist. As long as I don't speed up again. It's always annoying when they slow down and speed up and slow down and speed up. It's a nice day out there. I enjoyed it yesterday. Yesterday I spent a lot of time outside trying to fly my kite. Didn't do very well. Not enough wind. I let the line out once all the way out. Just to set it up the first time, wound it up, never could get the line out all the way again. Wanted to fly my bigger kite too, but I had my reel all done. If you guys saw Instagram photos last weekend, I was building a PVC pipe reel. Not quite as good as my last one that I built in Michigan. Apparently our Canadian products are a little subpar. Our PVC pipes are not as good as the US PVC pipes that I purchased in Michigan. So something I never knew before. We get ripped off here in Canada. So next time I'm in Michigan, I'll buy some PVC pipe. I might check next time we cross the border here locally and see what the quality is here. PVC pipe is awesome for crafts and do-it-yourself stuff. Well, I left early enough today to give me lots of time tonight. I'm gonna put the new license plates on the bumpers that I picked up on the weekend. Yeah, that's the other thing. Customs coming back across the border on Friday had a couple of questions for me. I'm like, there's something wrong. Something's going wrong here. And I got enough hints that they knew. I figured out what it was before they told me what it was. So I told them that the rear plate had gone missing, and if they can't find me crossing at this border before, likely it's because my plates have been reported as stolen by my dispatch. So they punched in the computer things and they let me go. Pretty harmless. I guess because I told them what was wrong with why they couldn't find me before they had to tell me. Everything that they were seeing on their computer matched what I told them before they had to tell me anything. They knew I was being truthful. It's always nice when what you tell them matches what's on their screen. So I went to West Bank yesterday morning and picked up the plates. I wanted to head to West Bank anyway and visit a sporting goods store. But that was for naught, because apparently that sporting goods store is out of business and closed. So I had to buy the fishing line I wanted for the kite at Canadian Tire at a more expensive price than I wanted to pay, but so I have 100 foot-pound, 100 pound, not 100 foot, 100 pound fishing line. So I shouldn't lose the kite due to line breakage, as I have lost other kites in the past. The reel I had in Michigan, I had 80 pounds on it. 100 pounds should fly the kites I have, no problem. And I only put 750 feet of line on there. It keeps me well within legal limits of aviation rules and where airplanes fly. So keeps me legal even if I'm flying my big kite. I might add more line, but I'm going to put a clear marker on it where 1,000 feet of line is, and that way even if the kite flies straight above me, which it does sometimes, the line comes up and goes straight above me and passes over top the kite. And of course the kite's always in trouble after it does that, because all of a sudden it doesn't have a good anchor point in the wind and so it can get a little squirrely. But if it does that, I don't want to be over 1,000 feet with the big kite, because now I'd be illegal. I'd be flying in airspace that airplanes fly in. And you have to be under 5, whoa car, what are you doing? Get to your side, thank you. Have to be under 5 pounds, I don't know what's in kilogram, I should know because Canadian. And I know I say 1,000 feet, but there's a meter number too. And it has to be smaller than a 6 foot diameter. I don't know what that's in meters, 2 meters? My smaller kite is within those parameters, so smaller kite I can fly over 1,000 feet. Because if a plane were to fly through that, no harm done. It'll just destroy it. But a bigger kite could damage an aircraft, so have to stay under 1,000 feet. If that makes sense, or am I just rambling on now? Well, this is Peachland. Beautiful drive along the water. Very much like East Side Road. We get quite a few roads like this where we can drive right on the water. It's beautiful. I like the Okanagan. It's just expensive to live here. And motorcyclists look like Willie Nelson. Just had that look. I'm gonna keep enjoying the view. Oh, we got a bunch of Canadians on the side of the road here. I hope they stay to the side of the road. Those would be solid thumps. Ah, good. Canadians stay to the side of the road there. That's pretty dark. Going in and out of the shade here, the camera doesn't know what to focus on. Doesn't make for the best video when we're driving in the shade and we got bright sunlight in the background, but still beautiful. More beautiful in person, so come and visit us. So thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be on the way to Idaho.